Hello, hello. Today we're going to be talking about George Perez, our regular segments, and still trying to give away free stuff. Welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host, Kevin, your fourth or fifth favorite podcaster. I have two awesome fellas with me today. You want to say hi, Patrick?
Hey, everybody.
All right, Mike, you want to say hi?
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, that's an awesome shirt, Patrick. Is that the same shirt you were wearing in the pregame?
Last minute surprise for you guys.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I love it. It's a nice awesome. Nod to George Perez there.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking as soon as I saw it. I was like, did I miss that the whole time we were talking prior? All right, so that was pretty good. The only thing I missed on that was I wanted to make it just me during that intro prior to the intro. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think? What do you guys think? That's new for you guys too.
It's good.
All right, good. Okay. All right, Mike, you want to start? What? Sorry.
I was going to say it almost, it felt very official.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Official. Right?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I know we wanted to get this off as early as possible so people can be aware of it. You want to do the profits reminder?
Yeah. So the profits segment begins now until the pick 3 segment begins. If you send us a private message of your guess on what our top 3 picks will be for this upcoming week, these books are to be released 5/11/22. And I'll read them off real quick for everybody. We have Spawn 329, Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood #1, Wonder Woman 787B, Batgirls 6C, Captain America Symbol of Youth 1, I Am Batman 9B, Transformers Last Spot Standing 1B, Hulk vs. Thor Banner War #1, Jurassic League #1, and Grimm 1C. If you need a closer look, you can go over to our Facebook page. We have them all listed right there. And the winner gets their choice of one of these 10 covers.
Just got to predict the 3 that are the top 3, but not in order, right? Just the top 3.
Correct.
And 2 things I meant to mention. It's Banners of War, right? Banner of War.
Is it? I don't know. I just did Hulk versus Thor and left it at that because I try to shorten it up. I only have so much space to type, and some of these titles get just ridiculous. So,
and another thing you said too is we're giving that to everybody and anybody who gets it correct too, not just one, right?
Correct. If we have 4 people,
all predicted correctly, yeah. Wait, no, you know what? It has to be one. No, because if people piggyback on a wrong answer, that's just as risky as if they piggyback on a right answer, right? So that's still good.
Where are they sending it? In the comments?
Yeah, they got to put it in the comments during the show. Yeah.
Right. So it could be first correct answer then.
Well, no, because we're gonna reveal them all at the same time. So if someone puts it up, if you want to trust that's the correct answer and guess that as well, then you can. But it could be the wrong answer. They won't know. You know? Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the first correct answer. They're all time-stamped, I think, aren't they? The comments?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not the first. It's anybody and everybody who comments. Everybody. Yeah. Even if they all comment, whatever, and they're the same exact 3, whatever. It's my pocketbook. And you know what I keep saying is, once we get one of these, I'll start worrying about what happens if we get punched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because anyway, so just quickly reminding the Fun Fan freebie phrase. Don't forget that's still up for grabs. Nobody's taken it yet. We're on our second phrase now for, I think, the last 2 weeks. Or was last week the first time we had a new phrase? Was that 2 weeks ago? But anyway.
Yeah, I think last week was the first one. On
the second phrase. Patrick knows it now because he asked me a question about it. So thank you, Patrick, for participating in the Fun Fan freebie phrase. But it's great stuff. You win a lot of free stuff, a lot of awesome stuff, and some serious stuff. So check out the details on excellercomics.com or at the end of any of our podcasts for details. And then a Scruffles goal update. We are still hanging tight at, I think, 33 subscribers. When we get to 100 subscribers, we're giving away 2 movie tickets, a comic book, a pop, and a pack of TCG cards. Yeah. I confirmed that on the website. And all this is on the website too, excellercomics.com, to check all this stuff out. And then I have a new idea.
Wait, let me put on my surprised face.
I added this too, actually, because I figured it happens often enough. Might as well.
Might as well. Yeah.
All right. Obviously, all this stuff we're doing is to create this big symbiotic circle of everything we're doing, right? So I got the final key, Patrick. Mike already knows this, okay?
Yeah.
So if you leave us positive feedback, first of all, you got to buy something from us on eBay. And then if you leave us positive feedback, we're going to do what we're going to call the random shout out starting next week. And if we do a random shout out of your username, if you comment during the show, we'll give you 25% off your next purchase from our eBay store.
Nice.
But if you don't get a chance to watch the live stream and you do it later and you comment at any point in time on the show that we've given the shout out of your username, comment. It could be 6 months later. I don't care. But comment, say, hey, I'm Dark Knight Collector, and just say, hey, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter. Just say, hey, I heard you call me out. Now here I am. Then if you do it at any time, we'll give you 10% off your next purchase from our eBay store. But if you do it during the show, it's 25% off. So that's pretty sweet, right?
That's nice. Yeah, I like it.
All right. So unfortunately, we've got another unique topic of the week this week that we wanted to kind of move to the front of the show, I guess, again, right? Unfortunately.
Yeah, Fridays have been, the last 2 Fridays, a little bit rough.
Yeah, so here we go. You two get along so well.
Yeah. Is that a slice of pizza or a piece of Swiss cheese on my shirt?
It's I think it's a piece of Swiss cheese.
Okay.
I'm just working with what I got.
I know, it's funny.
All right, Patrick, you've got like a million things, so I'm assuming George Perez is actually more up your alley with your history and comics. I shouldn't make assumptions, I guess, but how you were talking about Neil Adams was kind of after the fact for you. George Perez was kind of more when you were in the thick of it.
Yeah, definitely. He, there was 2 guys for me when I first started. At first you start just collecting comics. At least for me, I just was collecting comics. I wasn't paying attention to the artists and writers per se. But once I started learning different artists, different writers, there were two guys on the artist list for me, and that was George Perez and John Byrne. Being I was more of a Marvel guy, George had sort of moved on at that time, but I've always followed George. I've got a lot of his work. Yeah, he was just he was one of the big two in the 80s, early 90s, and still continued on until his passing this week.
Yeah, he's awesome. I don't have too much of a history with him. I don't exactly know why. I obviously know of him, and he's great. Everything I've seen of his is awesome, and I know it, but it's just hasn't really ever been on my, top 5, favorite artist list or anything like that. So,
I think.
Sorry, Mike.
I think that comes from it's all timing. For you and I, we were Marvel guys when we started, and at that point, George was already over at DC. So and for me and then you as well, DC we were Batman. So he was Wonder Woman, Teen Titans.
So
it was kind of like where our interests were. We kind of missed where he was.
Right. So what do you got, Patrick? What do you got to show?
Can I throw this out real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Patrick may touch on it, but I think you mentioned John Byrne and George Perez. I think John Byrne was a huge George Perez fan too, because I think he probably did some homages to him, some of his work. He may have some of that. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't want to? I thought you wanted to put something up. You just wanted to say that.
Well, it's something that I didn't realize until just yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I don't have anything.
Gotcha. All right, Patrick.
All right. You want to throw some things up? There's a picture of George himself there.
Yeah.
And his trademark, he always wore the sort of Hawaiian style shirts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mike's got that one picture of his Hawaiian comic book shirt that's actually on excellercomics.com right now, because I love that picture. And that always reminds me of George Perez. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Sporting the M&M's look there. Like I think when we first started the podcast, I talked about the first books that were really part of my collection, and it just so happens, in retrospect, I didn't know at the time. I didn't know George from any other artist at the time. I was just picking up what I thought was cool. But these two books, Fantastic Four 187 and 188, were the first two books, quote unquote, in my collection. And he was the artist on those two books.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. But he started at Marvel. He was an assistant to Rich Buckler, and then he started getting his own work. And I think his first big break was on the Avengers. And after I started sort of collecting in earnest, some of these back issues were attainable. Just I would find them at flea markets or bookstores or whatever. And these Avengers books left a huge impression on me. His artwork, the stories were just cool, and all the different characters. But he was on the Avengers for I think a few years there. Working, he everybody sort of, George was kind of known for costume design, and there's pluses and minuses to that Wonder Man costume. I think it's cool, but it's kind of corny looking. But
actually, I grew to love that one. I hated it at first. I thought it was, like you said, corny looking, but then later I started to appreciate it more for sure.
And George got to do a couple of redesigns on Wonder Man's costume, and he sort of, when you think of Wonder Man, George Perez is one of the artists that comes to mind. There's another great, and that's, we should mention right away that's one of the things George was known for was huge crowd scenes, which
having a lot of stuff in a picture.
Exactly. And that'll come into play in a little bit when he moves over to DC. But you look at his crowd scenes, and you might look at another artist's crowd scenes, and the people way in the distance in the background, they're not really well defined. But man, he would spend so much time on these things, I think, and even the littlest character was so detailed. You can pour over his crowd scenes and just find all kinds of neat things in them.
Yeah.
You know, from there, he did some fantastic. Like I said, he was on Fantastic Four, the 2 books I picked up there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, right towards the end of the 70s, early 80s, he was actually working for both Marvel and DC.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Kind of unheard of, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
He was actually doing, I think, the Avengers, Justice League, and Teen Titans all at the same time, if you can believe that.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, really.
Not only obviously that he's working for competing companies at the same time, but how's he getting all that done in a timely manner?
Especially, you know, the team books. You know, he's doing 3 team books.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But when he did move over to DC, I think this is what really solidified his status in the comic world when he started doing Teen Titans with Marv Wolfman. I think that's probably what he's best known for. He did a long run on Titans, and he would come back to it over the years. With just, you know, the covers are crazy. A lot of innovation, a lot of just cool designs. I was never, because I was Marvel, I missed the whole boat on the Teen Titans. I didn't ever go back and read any of that. You know, I'm familiar with the Teen Titans and I got some of the later stuff, but he just did a lot of well-known work on the Teen Titans. He even got I know, you know, Valor was a big fan of Teen Titans Go, and they actually had Marv Wolfman and George Perez on the Teen Titans Go show, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, that scene, I mean, crazy. You know, that scene in the rain there. That's a newer Titans book with a great image. George, there's another costume creation where he redesigned, he designed the Nightwing costume. I think that's sort of a newer version of that Nightwing costume, but everyone sort of called it the disco costume. Another Titans cover. And of course, George was co-creator on most of the Teen Titans themselves, you know, minus Robin, Deathstroke, of course. Let's see, I have a Star Trek cover that's really cool there.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't even know that was him. Yeah.
Then, you know, the big, when he's still doing Teen Titans, they decided to take him off the book and ramp him up for the crazy Crisis on Infinite Earths series.
Right.
You know, which that's Crisis and sort of Who's Who sort of drew me away from Marvel for the first time. It was sort of my entryway, and it was a crazy entryway because you start reading Crisis, you don't know what's going on. There's all these characters thrown at you all at one time. You don't know half of them. I think half the people that were DC fans might have not known who a lot of these characters were. But just a crazy amount of characters George, you know, put to the page in Crisis.
Yeah.
Couple of, look, you know, this character heads on that cover.
Yeah.
And then this iconic cover, Supergirl was killed.
Yeah.
You know, then he's, you know, he was given, Crisis was the reboot of the DC universe, and they rebooted a bunch of their characters. And John Byrne famously went to Superman, and George was given Wonder Woman, where he worked on Wonder Woman for a few years, sort of creating a new modern mythology for her, bringing her more current, like John Byrne was doing with Superman. Then they had him do a crossover series called War of the Gods. I thought I had a picture of that, but I guess I don't. And that's when he started having some problems with DC, and he sort of migrated back over to Marvel and did the Infinity Gauntlet series. right back into the fray, dealing with hundreds of characters in a book.
Oh, right.
I remember this I was excited to have him coming back to Marvel and working on Marvel characters at the time. It was like, yes, we got Marvel has this top tier artist back again, and I was super psyched for the Infinity Gauntlet working with Jim Starlin. Unfortunately, he was I think he self-admittedly was getting burnt out at this time. He did not finish penciling the whole series. Ron Lim took over for him, and George did the inks over Ron Lim. I think around that same time he did Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect with Peter David, which is a really cool series also, sort of telling a future story of Hulk turning into the Maestro. And I'm not sure where this fit in. I think I kind of missed this one. Was the everybody loves this Black Widow cover from Marvel Fanfare 10. I think, Kevin, you mentioned anytime you see these Marvel Fanfare covers, you pick them up.
Grab it. Yep.
But just another great cover. Here's another one I missed when he was on the Avengers. This was a more, I think he did this later after the fact for a new trade paperback cover, but he was the Korvac saga in like around Avengers 187, 180s, dealing with a lot of the cosmic characters and the Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that.
Yeah, I wonder if when you compare the work he's done with tons of characters versus just like a normal amount, it seems like he's done more than a normal amount. Like that's not only what he's known for, but he's known for that because that's kind of was the only thing he ever did. I don't know, not that much of it.
So he did the work of two artists.
Yeah,
or more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Around this time, we're sort of in the image boom era, and all the sort of self-creator imprints were popping up. And I don't have a picture, but he did a book called Crimson Plague, and I think he often talked about. I think in that book, every character's likeness was based on a real person. And I really think this started influencing his artwork. And I think this is sort of when he hit his peak, really, in my opinion, where every character, had this different look to them. And that series sort of petered out, never with the scheduling. I don't know what the deal was there, but that's around the time he came back to Marvel and did the Heroes Return Avengers with Kurt Busiek. And I cannot say enough good things about this series. It was like a dream come true. Again, him coming back and doing the Avengers. And as you can see from that cover, it's crazy and involved as ever from George.
Yeah.
He did a 3-year run, a couple little breaks in between on the Avengers. I love the team of Wonder Man and Beast, and I love that cover. He revisited Ultron. Some good Ultron stories in there, and another cool cover to 25. And then around that time, I should sort of rewind a little bit to the 70s. Marvel and DC wanted to do an Avengers versus JLA crossover. And George actually penciled, I can't remember how much of it, but there were quite a few pages already started before they put the kibosh on it. I should have revisited that and got the exact reason why that. I think maybe Jim Shooter had something to do with it. And I know, Jim Shooter and George had kind of their differences. But it was, they canceled that Avengers JLA series. The original art coincidentally ended up in Rob Liefeld's hands for a while there, but he sold those pages off, I think. And they reprinted it back behind me there somewhere. I have the absolute edition of, well, getting ahead of myself. what I wanted to say was they finally, I think Joe Quesada was sort of instrumental that they said, we're going to revisit this Avengers JLA thing. And Marvel and DC decided to make some money, and Kurt Busiek, who worked with George on the Avengers, they did the Avengers JLA crossover. It was a 4-issue miniseries. I thought I had more covers there, but I think that's the only one I had. But it was crazy, and that's kind of back there. I got the Absolute Edition, which has it reprints it in an oversized format. It has like a little compendium in the back that actually has some pencil pages from the initial one crossover from the 70s. And I think I just have some miscellaneous stuff here. This was one of my most favorite images he did when he was on the Avengers. I just love the symmetry to that whole image right there. And I actually had a t-shirt of that, but I wore the heck out of it and it fell apart no longer. Let me see, there were just some little things here, I think. It's more JLA Avengers stuff. That's actually an image from the 70s version that survived, and they colored it. Here's a JLA Avengers image he did for Wizard, which I think was pre them green lighting what would become the final version in the 90s. And I think I ran through them all. The one thing I wanted to say was that I did get to meet George a number of times. He was a frequent guest at the Pittsburgh Comic-Con. There's a cover from the 10th anniversary program cover there. He was always super, super nice. He was, if you never got to meet him, he was loud and boisterous. You could hear his laugh, all over the convention hall. But very friendly. He would sign autographs forever. I got quite a few things signed from him, but I never, unfortunately, the one thing I regret is I never did get any original art from George, which is kind of a problem.
Did you get any pictures of y'all together?
Nah, I was thinking about that because of your Neil Adams photo. I never took pictures with any creators like that. It's cool though. It's great.
Well, it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different forever too. You didn't carry your camera around in your pocket. Yeah. So.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
So I think I ran through everything. My voice is
That's
going,
awesome.
So if you guys have any comments, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have much. Although I was going to say, I was hoping Tom would have showed up, or maybe even Johnny, because I think George Perez is in like their top 3. Is that accurate, or am I remembering that wrong?
Yeah, I think Mike from New York too is a huge
Mike from New York too. Yeah.
In fact, Mike had posted. I think I have that here somewhere. Mike had posted an article from Games Radar.
Yeah.
It said, George Perez is the definitive DC and Marvel superhero artist, and I myself wholeheartedly agree with that. I thought about that for a while, and I thought, that's on point. I have to agree, even though I've had more favorite artists from time to time throughout my collecting career. I don't think anybody covered the Marvel and DC universes, is in depth and had such a impact on so many different characters as George, and he created so many new characters for DC. He announced that it was over a year ago. I think it was December of 21 that he had pancreatic cancer, inoperable pancreatic cancer, and he wasn't going to pursue treatment. He lived, year, 4 months after that announcement, and he got to see, there were so many fan organized and comic shop and retailer things that they organized to show how much George meant to them, and he got to see all that before he passed, which was great. And people have said that he definitely realized the impact and felt the love from the fans out there. So that was good, you know, even though he's gone now. So
yeah, I'm glad that he was able to see that, you know. And you know, a lot of times the treatment itself is just harder on the body than what the actual disease is while you're fighting to stay alive. So I think it was good. It was a good choice on his part, obviously, and he did get to see. And I think it's probably more appreciated when it's the fans putting it out there more so than the industry itself.
Yeah,
obviously they're doing it for the fans. You know, a lot of these guys. That's what the payoff is.
Yeah. So yeah, another great loss, and I'm gonna have to, you know, especially since I didn't even know some of the things you just said, Pat. Is I'll totally agree.
Yeah.
What you're saying now too, agreeing with that article that Mike from New York shared, and you shared another. I think Mike, you shared the article that I guess their family's actually requesting to kind of hold off on, you know, all the requests and stuff because you know obviously they're mourning. So
that was from Neil.
That was from Neil.
Yeah, on the Exceller page, that was from Neil's family.
Oh, gotcha. I thought that was George's. So,
yeah.
But anyway,
yeah, we not long ago. It's probably been 6 or 7 months now. We sold that Avengers, that the Marvel DC crossover. I'm having a
JLA.
Yeah, Avengers JLA. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We sold that, and you know. We sell a lot of stuff, and most of it I'm fine with it going. Sometimes you just like cringe. Oh man, I really want that because I don't have that one myself. But,
since you're the one picking them, yes, it's so hard for me because you bring things to my attention that I wasn't even aware we had. So
yeah, and I really want this. Okay,
right, yeah. And then I gotta list it. So, but anyway, that was awesome. As usual, great information on that, Pat. Done well.
Thanks.
And really appreciate it. And again, you know, rest in peace, George Perez now. You know, so, you know, and another thing I failed to mention was it's Mother's Day. So I've actually got a guest here that I just wanted to bring on for a minute. I think. You guys see what's going on there?
No.
Oh. Hold on a second.
Well, I have it full screen. I don't know what's going on inside there.
Oh, you guys have it full screen?
Yeah, if I'm not doing anything and just not
I'm just gonna add her now.
Okay, I see.
There she is. Hi, Mom.
I've been waiting.
I know, sorry. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
I just wanted to, you know, have a special Mother's Day edition since we're working this on Mother's Day. I didn't want to not do it, but I didn't want to make all the amazing women in my life and the other guys' lives mad at us. So, and I figured I consider you our number one fan. You don't miss a show. So
I know. I never miss them. Miss them.
Yeah. You having a good Mother's Day though?
I did.
Good.
Mike and Debbie bought me the lunch, so that was good. Yeah.
Awesome.
And church was good. I got to from church.
Nice.
So.
All right. Well, thanks for popping in. Happy Mother's Day again, and then I'll give you a call later as well.
Okay. I love you.
All right. Love you too.
Bye.
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 So anyway, we'll do that a couple other times, hopefully, during the show today.
Yep.
You know, and the timing, she like popped in like right after we started talking about George. And I was like,
so for 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. That's what you guys couldn't see. She was down there like this, thinking I just forgot about her or whatever or something, I'm sure. But
yes.
Anyway.
Can I come in?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. You guys usually see, I have all this stuff up all the time so I don't forget anything, and then I still manage to forget it. But you guys actually have the full screen up all the time?
I go back and forth, you know, these eyes. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I go back and forth. I knew that was if it's Patrick's or your segment. Yeah, I go full screen.
Yeah, right.
This small screen, it's just blurry. Like my eyes.
Gotcha.
I'd have to sit there and watch the show like this.
Okay, so I guess we'll move into the first regular segment of the week, right?
Yep.
Sound good?
Yeah. Are we taking notes?
Yes. All right. All right. So first thing I wanted to mention was another kind of event, whatever, that happened this last week. That happens all the time, and I think Patrick, you've got a thing for it, but it's what I watched. So I watched the original Star Wars: New Hope on Wednesday. Wednesday was the 5th, right? Or the 4th, I mean, I'm sorry. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
So I watched that, and I watched this, which these are my two, arguably both of them I can interchange depending on who I'm talking to with what my favorites are. So I watched those in honor of May the 4th. I looked up a couple interesting things about May the 4th as well. Do you know how May the 4th originated originally, I guess, Patrick?
I don't.
So it's a Margaret Thatcher quote. And I think it was right after she was either elected or reelected. And she used the phrase, "May the 4th be with you." Obviously, referencing Star Wars as just a way that, because that day was so big for her, that, she was kind of crossing over like that. But that's what I was reading the origin of it was.
Wow.
And then another interesting thing I read that I wasn't aware of, that it wasn't officially kind of recognized or whatever until 2000, I think it was 2013 by Disney. No. When did Disney take over?
I don't know. I'll look it up. Continue.
Okay. These are the things that I should take notes on when I'm doing my own research. But this stuff I really didn't intend to spend a lot of time on. But anyway, yeah. I wanted to, I think we've agreed with that before too. Rogue One and Star Wars are kind of interchangeable for the #1 movie, right? Patrick, you think that too, right?
I like Rogue One, but it's been a while since I've watched it. I should rewatch it. It's not super high on my list though.
Oh really? Okay, I must be just confusing you with Tyler. Yeah. You just, I think, said the original Star Wars at one point in time then too, right? As far
it was always Empire for me, but I think the original is sort of like taken over, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Those are the two I flip-flop back.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just love Rogue One so much, and I've pointed out to people before that I think Rogue One's so high on my list, and might be the same way with Tyler, because although Tyler's a big lightsaber guy, but there's not a whole lot of Force and lightsaber, which that isn't my biggest appreciation from Star Wars. It's kind of the, all the other stuff, So I love all that stuff, but it's not as important to me. So a movie like this can definitely be more important to me. So anyway.
2012.
Okay, so then it was, I was right. 2013 then was, I guess, the first time it was officially recognized by.
Got to monetize it.
Yeah. So, and I don't care for the subsequent ones too, Revenge of the Fifth and all the, I'm not into that yet. I don't know whether maybe it'll get so huge that it'll take over my thoughts, but it does not right now.
Right.
We celebrated Revenge of the Fifth. I sent Marcus a text. That's
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in? You officially bought in?
With the boy, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's fun for him.
Yeah, I know. I'm not knocking it. It's just I'm just saying I'm not into that yet. But
right.
But another funny story with what I watched as well. The next thing I watched is this Moonfall. And this is funny because after I bought this, I watched this on Vudu. I bought it on Vudu. And after I watched it, Mike sent out a text like, okay, who bought Moonfall? Because we'll share accounts, so we don't have to both buy all the same movies all the time, And sure enough, I had Mike's account on whenever I bought this.
I knew it was either you, Tyler, or Max. So
Right.
I sent out a group text. All right, who bought Moonfall?
Yeah. Good thing the only reason I bought it was because it was so cheap. Once a movie gets to a price that is so close to the rental cost anyway, it's like, why not just buy it, even though I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
And so basically, this is a crazy movie. Have you seen this one, Patrick? I know Mike hasn't yet.
I have not.
Are you familiar with it at all?
Little bit.
It looks really cool.
It definitely looks cool. That's, obviously that's why I wanted to see it, but I don't know. So the moon is like a Death Star in this movie. Like, it's a big machine that aliens use to create galaxies, universes, and stuff, all this. And then there's bad aliens that are they're AI. They create galaxies and they have this AI that helps them. But then, of course, just like the story of old, the AI becomes self-aware. Then the AI doesn't like any, real genetic things or anything like that. So they not only decide to kill all the everything, that's created by these aliens, but then kill the aliens too, so they can't do it anymore. So the moon is the last Death Star type machine to create galaxies left in the galaxy. And we actually were involved in awakening this alien this AI that wants to kill all the aliens. So they start blocking out this dwarf star that's inside the moon that keeps the moon in orbit. So that's why the moon starts plummeting to the earth. And then, of course, as the moon gets closer, all this gravitational stuff happens. And, it messes up things there. So the plan is they have to go fight the AI for the aliens to get the moon to go back up in orbit. What do you think of that?
Sounds a little far-fetched, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. I will say it wasn't horrible, but I'm not going to give it a recommendation because even crazier about it too is it's kind of like it's a B movie masquerading as a feature film, in my opinion too. It's like it can be good, really good in some spots, but then there's just some spots that like really put B movie vibes. Yeah. But there's a lot of big actors and actresses in this too, and of course I didn't write down which ones those were. But Halle Berry is in it. Man, I can't remember anybody else's name right now. But there's a few big names. Oh, the craziest thing about this to me, as far as actors and actresses are concerned, is Donald Sutherland is in this for literally a minute and a half. I'm not even joking. Just for him to be this scientist that was around when we originally started messing with things, back in the moon landing, because that's when it happened. We blacked out for 2 minutes. Well, we didn't really black out. The government was hiding that from us. And Donald Sutherland knew that information. So literally they had Halle Berry question him for like a minute and a half to have him kind of fess up with the truth. And then he commits suicide. That's it. It's Donald Sutherland. I mean, like, how far you fallen? But like I said, it's not horrible, but wait for it free somewhere is all I have to say.
Yeah, like
it's funny. This is the one where the guy, no one believes him. Is it, or am I mixing two movies up?
No, yeah, definitely no one believes him. Who is that guy? What's he from? Do you know?
I don't know.
He's somebody you know, but I can't remember his freaking name right now to save my life. But he's somebody you know.
I'm glad that I own it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know it. You know it, Mike.
And your recommendation fits you perfect. Like, yeah, just wait until you can watch it for free.
Yeah, I didn't realize I watched it for free. Right. So I'm just.
That's funny.
But yeah, no one believed him because he saw this alien prior to everyone else, and he tried to tell everybody. Of course, they didn't believe him. Blah blah blah. So. And just to go from one bad movie to a worse movie, and this is Skip Trace. This is from 2016, and I started this one because this is what always happens. So I'll search for something, and then after I'm done with that, then I'll just look at whatever they recommend me next. And I love Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville. I wouldn't say I love Johnny Knoxville, but he's been surprisingly entertaining to me on many occasions. Outside Jackass, I'm not talking about Jackass. The movies he's in, I usually enjoy him. So,
Yeah.
And I've been a big fan of Jackie Chan forever. But I got a couple things to say about this one, and I figured they'd be a good fit because Jackie Chan's kind of goofy, and obviously Johnny Knoxville is, But it's a hard pass for me. You guys are like, yeah, well, obviously we would have told you before you watched it, But it's just, I think Jackie Chan should have just probably passed on this, and it's just the writing and the story's not very good either, and it tries to be what was that? Rush Hour. Remember Rush Hour?
Yeah.
It tries to be like that and just fails miserably. So, all right. So let's move into things that people care about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this one first because I know even out of us, I'm really the only one that really cares about this one a whole lot. And I got a new thing to say about this. This one's letting me down. You know what they did to me in this last episode? Actually, let me pause real quick because we got another guest that just popped in that's patiently waiting here on this Mother's Day edition of Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space. Hello, Mama.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Yep.
You're good.
Hello.
This is my beautiful wife, Jessie.
Hello, guys.
Hi. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Thank
Mother's
you.
Day.
We just had a rough couple last hour, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Did you tell them what happened?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. The
She
cop
actually
came.
called me. We weren't on the air yet, so she called
Yeah.
me. So I was able to
Oh,
tell
okay.
them all.
Patrick and myself.
Okay. Yeah, so I got the Happy Mother's Day to me. Here's my police report.
Police report but it's just a fender bender, right?
Yeah, she hit me from behind, but my backup cameras are completely toast.
Oh,
Like
that's
they're smashed in, and then I got the notice on the car that my backup sensors are inoperable. So, but yeah, she got out of the car and was like, "Oh, it's not that bad. You look fine, so we're good, right?" I was like, "No." She was refusing to give me insurance information.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was refusing. And then she called someone, and like 5 people showed up. And I was like, I need a police officer here. So the cop came, and then he handled everything. I was glad I called him because, yeah, there was like 5 or 6 people on scene within 10 minutes. She kept calling a bunch of people. So
Wow.
Why was she refusing?
she said because she just bought the car off her parents, and she just got into an accident 2 weeks ago, and her parents are going to kill her. And she was like, "Well, I'll pay you money. I just don't want to use insurance because my parents are going to be mad at me." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing it that way. I have to have your insurance." But
Yeah,
I think she actually got in trouble because he gave me the report, and he goes, "Okay, ma'am, you're free to go." And he looked at her, and he was like, "But you have to stay," because she didn't have her driver's license on her. So, yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, obviously, you made a good call because I wouldn't exactly say, "I'll pay for it. Just don't use an insurance." Is a very, trustworthy thing to hear from a child still living at home.
Yeah, no, not at all.
The parents are
Not
going
at
to
all.
ground her for the accident.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. I don't know how much you make, but do you know how much this kind of thing costs? Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, but in fun news, I want to show you what I got.
Okay.
This was one of my Mother's Day presents. I got a
Wow.
Harry Potter purse. It has a
very nice.
wand on top.
Wait, let me
I
bring
think
up the
Emily
geek
has
stuff
this
we
thing.
got. No, I'm just
Huh?
kidding. I'm just kidding. Never mind. I said let me bring up the geek stuff.
Oh, this side's cooler actually, because it says Deathly Hollows on it. It's
Very
so
nice.
pretty.
Yeah. What else?
Mike,
did you
I think Emily has the same bag.
Yep, she does.
Yeah. I
Does
saw
Chelsea
it
have that,
at.
Patrick? Does Chelsea have that bag?
She does not.
You better step it up. Although I didn't get that bag for her. Lexi did. She's
Yeah.
she's adulting like crazy. Good job, Lexi.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Also, I didn't get Emily hers either.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think who
I think
got
I'm
her that?
right.
It was her.
Or no,
Yeah, for graduation.
Sister-in-law.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. Because I
Okay,
saw
well,
this
none of us got
bag.
it then, Patrick. Don't worry about it. All right, sorry, Mama. Go. What else?
It's
did you get?
okay. Because I wanted to tell you the story about the bag.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry.
No, because I go visit this bag at the mall several times to go look at it.
Mhm.
And the first time I saw it, I'd never seen a bag like that before. And I immediately took a picture and texted it to Emily. And I was like, oh my God, look how gorgeous this is. And I had never seen it. So I thought it was something like brand new. And she's like, oh, I already have it. And I was like, oh, I'm late to the game. But isn't it true? Every time we go to the mall, we go to that one store and I just go visit the bag. I'm like, isn't it pretty?
So mom wouldn't ever buy it for herself. She was like, you know what? I'll just buy it for her.
But I also got Michael Bublé concert ticket.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
That was from my wonderful husband.
And that has a little funny story with it too. I couldn't. So Tyler was down this weekend, and you guys know. Of course, we partook in a little bit of alcohol Friday, and I couldn't resist waiting till Mother's Day, so I let the cat out of the bag while I was drinking Friday. So
Yeah.
kind of ruined it, you know. But,
You didn't ruin it. It was exciting.
well, I ruined it before Mother's Day. Is all I'm saying. Yeah, I spoiler alert. I didn't. Yeah, I spoiled it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, it was more exciting, 3 drinks in. So that's all right.
No, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So
So awesome. Sorry your day's been bad so far, but we'll try to make up for all that as the day goes on. Happy Mother's Day once again. Thank you for popping in. And if you didn't have anything else, we'll move on. You good?
I'm good. Bye, guys.
All right. Love you. All right. Awesome. Where was I? Oh, Halo.
Halo.
I'm not going to put that thing up again. I need to get one that's trimmed down. We can be on the screen with it to talk about it. But anyway, so I'm not going to cover our faces again. But guess what? I'm going to literally give you guys, at least both of you, please play along. One guess.
Okay.
What this episode did to me. And the hint is it's a trend that has happened multiple times in our conversations on shows before. What did this Halo episode do to me?
It was all about the Mandalorian.
Very close. You're on track, Mike.
So, Master Chief wasn't even in the episode.
Exactly. No Master Chief at all. My favorite character now, I guess it is a little bit not as bad as Boba Fett and whatever, because it's not the Master Chief show. So it's still obviously took place in the whole story. And he's kind of like the same way we talked about Moon Knight a couple episodes ago. He's in it, very tiny bit, but yeah, this was not a Master Chief centric episode, but it was still good. Still liked it, but yeah, I think it was Tyler. We were actually able to watch it together because he was here. He was mentioning that way. He's like, listen, I don't care about this backstory. What's happening with Master Chief, because at the end of the last episode we watched we actually saw this vision of Master Chief on the ring, the Halo, the Halo ring, so we were looking forward for that. We're like, oh wow, new episode, we get to see what's up, and boom, they don't even go there at all with it. It's totally separate story. So, but like I said, it still wasn't bad. I just figured I'd add that complaint.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last but not least, here we go. Moon Knight. Can I start this week, Pat?
Sure.
I like your recaps better than me, so I just want to give my opinion before you start the recap. Okay.
Yes.
You do yours and then let Patrick do it right.
Yeah, right. I love this episode. This is great. Finally paid off for me. I really was happy with the trajectory and the ending and the whole thing, so that's what I got to start. What do you got, Pat? What do you want to say about this?
I hated it.
I knew it.
You're not okay. That was so awesomely ironic.
I liked it. I thought I wish maybe it was a longer episode or maybe 2 more episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a lot that they, held till the last episode and just threw everything up and just tried to wrap it up as quick as they could.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. But that's why I liked it, because that's my complaint, is I like a lot of information like that. So
I have some things that Valor wanted me to mention about this last episode.
Okay, good. Okay.
First of all, I don't know if you can see this. He drew that right after the episode was over.
Hold on. Let me. I can.
Oh yeah.
Let me.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Is that Conchu?
Yeah. That's Conchu. And I think he did some internet research, but he wanted to make sure we realized the nod to Bill Sienkiewicz. Did you catch that, Kevin?
No, I didn't. Actually.
There was at the tag at the end there, when they were pulling what's his name out of the mental institution. That was the name of the mental institution, was Sienkiewicz's psychiatric hospital.
Oh no, I didn't notice that. That's awesome. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think Bill Sienkiewicz got a kick out of it too. I think he was pleased with it.
Oh yeah, I did. That's right. I did see that. Yeah, he liked that. I think they asked him ahead of time if it was okay to do it, and he said, "Of course it's okay." He loved it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to comment. I'm not sure what this means. When Harrow, the bad guy, was in the institution at the end there.
Yeah.
He was hallucinating that his coffee was sand. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And he mentions too, and we finally got the Jake Lockley reveal at the end. Although this Jake Lockley seems to be a bad dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of odd how that happened. I shouldn't say odd. It was just surprising, with obviously, how, Moon Knight got his butt kicked, and then obviously they did the, him blacking out, and then all of a sudden everybody's dead or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't think there was that much of a difference in a power level there, apparently, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess that's the lead-in for a definitive season 2. Which, do you know information about that yet? I mean, it's got to happen.
Yeah. Well, I think that they've commented that, that was never a sure thing, but that's the way they kind of leave you. That you have to have a follow-up. I mean,
it would only make sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, we've got another guest real quick.
Oh yeah.
Well, on this special Mother's Day edition, let's add Tom. Happy Mother's Day, Tom.
Hi, thanks. Joining late, just got through with Mother's Day lunch.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody was expecting another mother.
Yeah.
It was actually my mother-in-law.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. So we were just talking about Moon Knight. Did you watch Moon Knight?
Nope.
So, Mike, did you watch another episode yet, or are you still, on episode 1? Did you get into it at all?
No, I'm still up that partial episode. We're watching Under the Banner of Heaven on Hulu.
Oh, right. Yeah, you recommended that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're caught up. It's like once that new episode comes out on Thursdays, so that leaves me some time to hopefully try to catch up with this.
Okay. Yeah. my recommendation is to skip episode 5 and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and it's a perfect series.
All right,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
And I guess episode 5 is important because in episode 6, I'm gonna maybe butcher names, but Layla becomes the avatar for the Taro Walk, the hippo lady, right?
Yeah.
So the hippo lady that's in the previous episode, becomes an avatar. And Mike, Tom, if you remember, we were talking about, that's when the gods will. That's what Moon Knight is for Khonshu.
Right.
So his girlfriend, they're not married, right? That's not his wife, is it? Is it wife?
I think they are still married. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's his wife. Now she's a Egyptian superhero. She was pretty cool too. I actually liked.
Yeah. I actually, honestly, I didn't like the whole idea of her coming in as another avatar, but the costume was cool looking.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, the concept was. It's like we need another one, but
Right.
It's fine, whatever. But yeah, she definitely looked cool, and that's why I was saying I loved how this was a big payoff for me. But yeah, the action of this show was sick for the last. Like you said, it was a short episode too. Was it like 35 minutes?
Was it really? I didn't take notice.
Yeah, it was really short, and the last 10 minutes were just, crazy action packed and cool choreography for the fights and stuff too, with both of them involved. So it was really good. So I like it a lot. Now we're moving. I guess the next thing we're looking for is Obi-Wan coming out. That's the next one. Yeah.
No, that we'll watch as
You're gonna stay on top of that one? Okay, cool. Okay.
It's easier when the whole household is interested.
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've got 5 TVs, and that makes it easier for me. So I can only imagine with your situation, that it makes it easier for you. So, and I did want to briefly mention. Obviously, Doctor Strange came out. Did anybody see that?
No.
I'm going to try to convince my wife that I need to prioritize seeing these movies immediately, baby.
It's for work.
Yeah, it's work now. Because I was like, obviously seeing all the other content creators and such with all these new Doctor Strange up, and I'm like, man, I'm failing. I've got Skip Trace with Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville, but that ain't no Doctor Strange.
You have a little bit of time to watch it during the no spoiler window, right? So you don't necessarily have to see it the first weekend. You've got 2 weeks?
Well, we actually took away the no spoiler because of advice your brother gave us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your brother's like, hey, people want to know. No one's gonna watch your show if you don't have spoilers. So we've tried to.
Now you can give a spoiler-free review, right?
Well, that's what he argues you really can't do. People want to know the stuff that's basically a spoiler. So we've just tried to move into we're going to spoil, but we'll give the heads up kind of thing,
Okay. Yeah.
I think
like there's some things you can reveal, but some things, I guess you just have to use your judgment on, what would be better to be a surprise and what is sort of like basic premise stuff. I mean, obviously they have commercials for these movies, and so other people are making that judgment. Sometimes I think some of us think they go too far towards the release of the movie with what they show in some cases, but yeah,
that was my instinct. But Johnny disagreed, so we kind of changed a little bit. But I will let you know, Tom, that if I would have reviewed Terminator 2, I wouldn't have revealed that Arnold was a good guy. Okay, I would not go that far.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, you've had your time, but you do want to be careful. Like for me, we're talking about that. When you're dealing with someone who's younger than they should have seen the movie, right? Like you kind of treat someone who's just ignorant of a movie because they weren't around differently than some 40-year-old. I don't mind assuming that they've seen a movie that's from 1991. If they haven't seen it, it's their own fault. But when you're dealing with like a teenager, it's like, well,
kid, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely sensitive to that kind of thing. That's for sure. So
yeah.
All right, so that's all I watched. I'm definitely going to get. I'm going to see Doctor Strange on Tuesday, so I'll have Doctor Strange next week.
I got around to watching Injustice.
Oh yeah.
On HBO Max, yeah. Watched it with my wife and my daughter that watches things. I think it was just the three of us. I can't remember if my other daughter was there too. I don't know. But I think it was just the three of us. It was pretty good. Yeah. My wife, when it ended, she had very positive, things to say about it. She thought it was. Now it's sort of like an Elseworlds type story, where anything can happen. They're not world building, right? It's rated R. It's pretty violent, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you could have main characters be killed off because this is not like the primary world where we're going to come back to it. This is just like, they're playing for keeps.
Yeah.
And it was good. Now there were some things like I didn't know. I kind of knew a little bit, just sort of the basic premise. And like there's certainly one moment that's kind of got some shock value that I had seen from the comic book, just incidentally, didn't even know what it was from, but I've seen this image involving Superman and the Joker. So when it happened, I was like, oh, that's what that's from, because I've seen it just incidentally, in some Facebook story
and stuff. Punches through him and
yeah. I wasn't gonna spoil it. I mean, it's a pretty gruesome image, and I've seen that image, out of context on the internet. And so when that happened, it wasn't a total shock to me, but I think it probably shocked my wife somewhat. Had the intended impact, right?
Yeah.
And I guess if I could spoil it, like a lot of movies, I did fall asleep, for a few minutes as we were kind of nearing the end. And then when I came to, Superman was fighting classic Superman, which was cool. So they brought in, say the real Superman to deal with this jerk Superman, because his costume looked a little different. He didn't have the red grease, and his cape came out of the chamfered part of his S, So then next thing you know, you had the classic looking Superman, and his blue was a little brighter. It was cool to see. The classic look and personality show up. So it was pretty good. Overall, I liked it.
I agreed. I said that same thing when I reviewed it. So yeah, I think it's good. So
I thought the thing that happened with Damian was that was probably the part that was like the most emotionally strong. If you recall, something, he messed up and it was big, that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, Vic recommended on that. I think I actually bought that one too. No, yeah. All right, Mike, you're on deck. Are you ready?
Give me a couple more minutes because I have to get a guest up here.
Okay.
So, talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Hey, Tom, have you been checking out how we have had our separate segments this week on YouTube? Tom, can you hear me? Okay, he can't hear me.
I can't hear.
I just let everybody know then, huh?
Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Did you notice how we had we separated the segments on YouTube this week?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, we've got all the.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, we've got all the separate segments now, so they're much shorter for people to watch. And the biggest reason I wanted to bring that up, just not only to let you know, Tom, but also we've definitely got way more views this week than we've ever had when you add up all the views of the 4 or 5 different segments we have now. So shout out to Johnny for starting that idea rolling as well. And I enjoy them as I've listed them separately and cut out the segments. I've rewatched them, which, as you guys can imagine, when I'm doing all the editing and posting process, I've watched them 100 times already. So when they're cut short and the intro's right there, then that special kind of thanks for watching outro at the end of it becomes cool again to me too. So all I know is we're taking all my views away from other content providers and coming to our channel. So check those out.
Too, if someone has a segment they particularly like, they can jump right to it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. If they're just here for comics, they can just go to Mike. Just here for toys, they can go to Pat. If they want the riveting, skip trace, review, they can just come straight to what I watched. So. All right, Mike, you ready?
Yep. So,
right, good. Oh, what?
Oh,
hold on. No, wait.
What?
When I say are you ready? You say yeah, and then I do something. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
You ready?
I'm ready now.
Okay, cool.
Did I forget to send you my pick?
All right, Mike. Now you're ready.
Okay. Now we're good to go. So
Tom started to say something when we cut him off at the end there too.
What were you going to say, Tom, about picks? Oh, yeah. You sent me your picks. Okay. So it is officially the Profits window is closed. So we're going to go ahead and reveal our top 3 picks for the week.
And well, once again, we got no guesses, just to let you know.
Okay, no guesses.
Still trying to give away a free comic book, but go ahead.
Yep. All right, so here we're going to start with number 3. And
awesome.
Can you adjust the screen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So I've got my sidekick here.
Right, gotcha.
There he is. Come on in here. He wanted to be a part of this. So we've got Spawn.
What's up, Marcus?
He was out skateboarding with all his friends. I called him in for this.
Okay.
Spawn 329, Francisco Matina, and this had 6 votes.
Very awesome. I voted for this.
It's
interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you vote for this one, Mark?
What?
Nope, you did not. Okay, now number 2, which this is exciting. There we go. Yeah, Banner of War. You're right, Kevin. So Hulk versus Thor, Banner of War number 1 by Gary Frank. And
I voted for this one. Nice.
What do you think of this one, Mark?
I picked it. I love it.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, he wants that. Yeah, this is the one when he saw it, I can tell his eyes just lit up.
And when he heard about the profits during the short sale show, he was hoping he was going to pick this with the right prediction, but then you had to break it to him that he can't win. So
yeah, he can't win.
Dad's just going to have to buy it for him. Yeah.
This had 8 votes.
Nice.
And then finally at number 1 with 10 votes. And I didn't think this was going to do as well as it did. Moon Knight. I should have known. Black, White, and Blood number 1. And Bill Sienkiewicz did this cover. What do you think of this one, Mark?
It's too bloody.
It's too bloody.
It is too bloody. Yeah.
Mark wasn't a fan of this one, but it's a very striking cover. And I think it's great that Bill Sienkiewicz did it, since he did the volume 1 early books.
Yeah.
This is the problem with wearing a white costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be so peroxide.
Hi, buddy.
But
Say bye.
Bye.
See you later, Mark.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
Yeah, I didn't care for this one much at all, actually. Because I don't know what's going on, and it just looks weird to me. Yeah, it's one of those things for me. And the whole thing is just not. I don't know what's happening. Is that his cape that's coming around down to a circle, or is the bottom part of his body projecting into that black ooze? You see how I look at it? It's like weird to me,
Yeah, it's kind of like he's coming up out of a moon, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his cape is supposed to be kind of making that moon shape. I just thought I kind of like the rendering of it and the blood. It just looked like it was just interesting artwork. Even though I do agree with you, it's a little bit hard to figure out what exactly is supposed to be happening.
Yeah. What did you think, Pat? Did you vote for this one?
I took it to be a little abstract, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that's Sienkiewicz, and this was my favorite cover of the week. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is why obviously we say all the time. You and Mike just keep agreeing on stuff, and I'm your polar opposite, but you're not mean,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Yeah, I agree with Patrick. It's Sienkiewicz. I mean, he can. He puts a lot more into his artwork.
Is this your favorite one too, Mike?
No, I did not vote for this one. I love it, but I didn't vote for it. I was surprised that the Captain America symbol of youth did not win. I would have laid money that was going to be number one because it's hilarious. And it's Spotty Young.
Yeah, I didn't vote for it, but I'm like that with this Moon Knight one with you. I didn't vote for it, but I definitely love that one. That one almost made it for me.
Yeah, I ended up. That's the one that Mark said I want that, so I got online and I ordered a copy for him from our LCS. So hey, get me one of these. And then to talk about another one real quickly, when Tom sent his picks, he had mentioned the Wonder Woman cover, John Boy Myers, and he was kind of picking it apart, saying what he didn't like. And that was one of my picks. So I'm reading this thing and I'm laughing because I love that cover, but I agree with his criticisms of it.
Right.
They're valid.
Right.
One of them being her legs just they're not existent. But it's so funny because I'm like, well, dang it, he's right. Yeah, I see that he's right. I really like this, but he's right. But I had already picked it.
Well, that's what makes our group so great. It's such a plethora of different opinions and stuff. So
So here so that's the top three, the votes they had, which I went over that, and then this is the overall. I didn't put this up last time, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's difficult. It shows all of them, and then kind of who voted for what and how many votes each one got.
on the other end of everything we just said positive, the only one that I didn't really care for on the list that much at all was the Grimm. I didn't really like that one.
Yeah, I liked it. The Jurassic League guy, I thought the kids would think that one was awesome. And one did.
Yeah.
So obviously I like all 10, but
yeah, I was just happy there was finally a really good Spawn cover. So
yeah,
right. I could actually vote for Spawn.
You can vote for a Spawn.
Yeah.
So
all right, great job again. No winner.
Okay.
Look at how easy that would have been to predict. You can get a free book. Too late this week now. So
you could have got one of those free.
Yeah.
I actually might get the Transformers Last Spot Standing. I think it's a miniseries. I might actually grab those for myself.
Yeah, I'm going to get all of them except Grimm.
That's not even the A cover. Grimm has so many covers. It's a book that it wasn't even on my radar. I saw it, but when I picked that cover, I guess basically the main character, she dies and then she comes back as a Reaper. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I might check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't read horror comics.
I know.
All right, you guys ready for the funnest segment that you guys love? the most in the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure?
Bring it.
We're gonna roll through this. We're getting so fast with all this stuff too. So here we go.
You got a deal. Are you for real?
Now that one was so quiet. I keep hearing the volume complaints, but that one was quiet. I don't know what I'd do. I'm gonna figure that out someday.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah. All right, let me get the new and improved comic cam.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to be solo on the screen here. You and your comics.
Yeah, which is fine. I can handle it. Well, you know what? Since oh wait, I'm going to move my face though, since I'm the only one. There I am. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's smart.
All right, here we go. We're back to. This is going to be 25 books for $25 plus shipping. Dollar books, obviously. So if you like what you see here, regardless of what I show, you can let us know at any point in time during the show through the comments. But then after the show is over, if you want this lot, the only place I really got set up to do that now, because the website's not set up for sales yet, is let me know through you got a deal lot is mine at gmail.com, spelled out completely. You got a deal lot is mine at gmail.com. Let me know that you want this anytime before this coming Saturday at noon. I confirmed that too, Mike. I meant to tell you that. And you can have this for what we paid for it. So here we go.
That lot last week, I ended up only wanting, at the end of the day, 3 of them, 3 books.
You ended up only wanting 3, you said?
Well, I wanted a bunch more, but I only held on to 3. Everything else is going up for sale.
Okay, gotcha. So first one, let's go with Patrick first. This is X-Force number 6. It's a pretty good shape, except it looks like the cover's like a little, it's got a little, you can kind of see it, maybe. It's like bowed there, but it doesn't have any color break or bend in it, actually.
That'll press out.
Yeah, exactly. There's X-Force number 6. Okay, it's for you, Mike. Mantra from the Ultraverse.
Mm-hmm. I know it.
Number 3. All right. I'm not sure what I was telling you about at the beginning of the show. Maybe with that book in there, I'm not sure this is that valid, but we'll see. Then I got the 52, week 35. It's a cool cover.
Yeah, those are so hard to get clean. You know, the every time I find them, the covers just have a lot of color rub on them. Probably the book in front of them has a black back, and they're always dirty.
Well, this one looks really clean. This one looks good.
Yeah, that looks real nice.
So it's probably worth $25 by itself then.
Yeah.
All right, to continue there. 52, week 41. I do believe that's Mike's, right? First one was Pat's. All right, so this one's for Pat then. Oh, $20.99 unlimited. Number 7. Can Doom save the Fantastic Four? This actually has a scratch in it. It actually looks like it's got a little color break there as well. But anyway, in that condition, I'm sure that's worth $25 anyway. Then we got Professor Xavier and the X-Men, Mind Games, number 14. December 96.
These
Pretty cool cover though. Huh?
These long titles.
Then we got a little bit of a run here. Number 15, same. Professor Xavier and the X-Men, number 15.
Is that 14 and 15?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do 14
yeah.
15.
Thanks.
Yeah. Why you got them?
Well, it's just a long title to type in.
Right. Right. All right, then we got Heroic Age, Fantastic Four, number 580. That's pretty cool. It's in great shape too. Oh man, Mike, I don't know whether you left the Professor Xavier and the X-Men yet, but we got another one.
Okay, what issue?
I don't know actually. It's like got no. It doesn't have the number where the other ones have it. It just says only 99 cents.
Oh, look down. Look down in the UPC. It should be down in.
Oh, number 2. Okay, number 2. Yeah. And another Fantastic Four, number 583. You know, even bad comics look cool. Not to say that's a bad comic. That could be a $25 book for all I know.
Yeah, that's actually a good run right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hickman.
Mike, just go ahead and copy that Professor Xavier and the X-Men title, because now we got number 13.
Okay, good. I like this nice little run.
Yeah,
here.
13, 14, 15. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 5. I forget where we are, who's got it, so I hope you guys
That's
are good.
me.
That's Patrick.
And this is actually a key. That's good. X Factor number 71.
Oh, yeah.
It's our first costume, new costumes, right? And it says it there, but I love that cover anyway. So.
Yeah.
That'll probably be on. I'll probably go for all my X Factor once I'm done with Star Wars and Spawn. When I get into X titles, it'll be much easier than X-Men, that's for sure. All right, the next one's all me. Inside Image, number 3. I don't like this cover at all.
Is that Mike Grau did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now we're getting up my alley, though. Youngblood 0. This is yeah, I can't. I mean, it's got to be what, volume 2, right?
I don't even know. Some of that early Image stuff with Liefeld, you know, they were doing, you know, miniseries, 0 issues, and all that. And I wasn't following the Liefeld books.
Here we go. Another Professor Xavier and the X-Men.
I'll
number
do
11.
that. I'll do that one too, since it's already in my thing there, Patrick.
Yep.
Hopefully we get a number 12 in here, and that'll be a perfect run.
What number is that one again? Oh, 11. Okay.
Yeah, 11, yeah. And then we got Shadow Man, number 13. Which that is cool cover. I like that cover.
Yeah, I like those old Shadow Mans. I wish I had
Yeah.
kept the ones I had.
All right, then we got Ra and the Future Force, number 11.
I think it's Rye.
Rye?
Yeah.
I never got those, so.
Yeah, I like those too. I got rid of all my Valiant, 90s Valiant stuff.
And then we got Rye number 7. This actually has a spine roll. Like literally it's rolled up right there.
Yep. That's Walt Simonson cover there.
And then we got X-Force number 9.
Is this one mine or Patrick's?
I did the second issue of Raw because I wasn't sure if you were going to get that one too. So
okay,
so this one's yours. This one's yours, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. What number is that, X-Force?
Number 9, but go ahead and look for number 8 as well while you're at it.
Okay.
This might be my my box this week. I've got like 8 copies of every one of 1 through 4. But then all right, John Byrne's Next Men. Guess what number it is? You'll never guess.
21.
You nailed it. No.
Yes, please.
Number 3.
That one's Patrick's, right?
Yeah.
Still John Byrne's Next Men. Number 6.
You got that one, Patrick?
Yeah, I'll do it. What were those 2 issues? 2 and 6, right?
Yeah. No, 3 and 6. 3 and 6.
3 and 6. Okay.
Yeah. And then we're back to Rye, so this is good.
Yeah, I can take Rye here.
Number 6.
I think it's Frank Miller.
Yeah, that's a great cover, yeah. I almost nailed calling this lot out before, when we were talking about it before the show.
Yeah.
But this is cool. Solar Man and Atom, number 17. And then last but not least,
Joe Quesada.
Yeah. Archer and Armstrong, number 8. I don't like that cover.
Barry Windsor Smith, come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's number 8.
Yeah.
That would help if I spelled things correctly.
All right, and that'll do it. See how smooth that was this time? We're getting good.
Yep. There we are. Let's see.
All right, so reminder to everyone, once again, you can get all these books for what we paid for it. I'm sure this is going to be a ridiculous amount of money, so it's a great deal, I'm sure. I'm hopeful. As of my top-notch researchers research via sold on eBay recent sales for all these books, but you can get them all for $25 plus shipping. Up until Saturday at noon. So, Mike, you're here now. Mm-hmm. Does that mean you're ready?
Yes.
What you got?
It's a little bit scary because I didn't need my calculator. 27.
Oh, that's not a good start.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's still, if you bought it, I mean, unless Patrick's goes into negative numbers, if you want every single one of these books, it's still worth it.
Yeah, there's some fun books in there.
Yeah. Patrick, what you got?
So close, Mike. I had 28.
Oh, man.
Total of 55.
There we go.
Well, you know what they say. If you don't lose sometimes, winning ain't that fun. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
So here we got another, in our humble opinion, someone might love this and still want it. You know, it'd be ironic if the first one we sell of these is Are You For Real?
Yeah, you're for real.
Yeah. But this one, in our opinion, I think falls into the Are You For Real category. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But what I was saying to the guys before it is this lot said this guy had been collecting for 40 years, hadn't looked at them or touched them, and he just wants to get rid of them all now. And I was like, I'll watch it be just a bunch of Valiants and Magnum stuff. Sure enough. Anyway, it's still fun, though. I like looking at them.
Yep.
But if you want to buy it, email me at yougotadeallotismine@gmail.com, and it's all yours. So, all right, are we ready to move into another cool segment? Get this. Are You For Real out of the way, Patrick?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Wait, hold on. Slow, okay. What the heck? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, Patrick, you ready to move into this? All right, let's do it. Very nice. I'm looking forward to this one too because I get to upload all the cool photos, so I got to see what you do. I say that all the time, but I'm serious. I'm looking forward to this.
Right, and you've already sort of commented, on what last Wednesday was, and I thought maybe Tyler might be here today, but
yeah, I think he's on the road now.
Yeah, it was May the 4th, so we had the big live stream from Hasbro going over all the upcoming Star Wars stuff. And I'll get right into it. This was a box set of retro figures. They're all individually carded. You can see them there. I'm not a big fan of that retro faux distressed card look.
Oh.
But
I like it.
You like it.
Well, collectors hate that.
Yeah. Well, when it's trying to look that way and it isn't actually the damage, that's what's cool.
Right. Yeah.
No.
So it comes in a box with the 6 figures individually carded, and I kind of tried to. This one's a little wacky because it's only available at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World, but you can get it on Pulse, Hasbro Pulse, so in Shop Disney. So it's an online dealio there.
Okay.
We'll stay with the 3 3/4. Those were 3 3/4. We'll stay with the 3 3/4.
Well, we've got another guest that's stopped by to say hi.
Oh.
If we want to interrupt you real quick here again, Pat.
Sure.
Sorry about it. If you want to take that down so we can see beautiful faces.
Yeah. There we go.
Let me do my part here too. And then in our special Mother's Day edition, once again, I'll let you take the intro on this one, Pat.
Who is it? Oh, it's Valor's mom.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
We've never even been formally introduced yet, so
No,
it's
that's
great
true.
to meet you, Chelsea.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice to meet you.
So you having a great chill Mother's Day? Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with my mom and my sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just
My
over,
super
just hanging out
laggy.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, we got a delay going on.
Hello.
Am I here?
Oh.
Hello?
There you are. There you are.
I think I'm super laggy.
Yeah. It's that prospect internet.
Well, that's okay. Everybody's gotten used to that.
Yeah,
every time
exactly.
anyway. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just.
If I were at home, it'd probably be easier.
So thanks for stopping by, though. We hope the rest of the day is as amazing as I'm sure you deserve. And
well, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks. Happy Mother's Day to all the other mothers.
Awesome.
Have a great time. I'll listen later.
All right. Awesome.
Right.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Awesome. This is a great Mother's Day edition. Got a couple more to show up here. No, I know, Mike.
Yeah, my wife is taking full advantage of Mother's Day, and she is in full Mother's Day mode, where she is sitting in the library reading in her comfy pants with crazy messy hair.
Yeah, I usually have a standard wish, I guess, that I give mothers on Mother's Day, and it's, I hope you're able to do what you want, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Exactly.
And you get everything you asked for. It's kind of a standard, and yeah, because you can't do it wrong. If you want to do stuff with your family and force them to take you out and do all kinds of cool things to spend time with them, that's awesome. If you want to just say, hey, I need a day off and just go do your own thing, hey, that's what Mother's Day is for you to do it how you want to do it. So yeah, there's no wrong way.
Right.
But happy Mother's Day to Emily. Hopefully she checks it out later. And happy Mother's Day to Ellen.
Yep. I'll pass it
And
on.
happy Mother's Day to Kay.
Yep.
Right. So
yeah, that's my mom.
Yeah. And I'm the only one
else to be on this video, apparently.
Oh.
She's not a mother, but she's leaving too.
She's one of those Samuel L. Jackson mothers.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
all right,
back to our regularly scheduled show.
Yeah.
3 3/4 inch vintage style figures. These are some of the gaming figures. And I left the graphic up that shows where you can get these. Most of them you can always get at Pulse and at your local Walmart or Target. But if there's something something wacky or different on there, it's noted. So, and these are all coming. These are next year. They're far on the horizon. So get your pre-orders in if you want them. This is Ahsoka's clone trooper. Then we have an Anakin.
I've never been a fan of Ahsoka's clone troopers.
Okay.
With the way they look, just with obviously having Ahsoka's markings on their. I mean, it just doesn't look right to me. It looks like a mess, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like see it. I don't like it.
I can see where you're coming from there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anakin. Nothing too.
Oh man, I can't believe they did that Anakin.
Yeah.
Wow. I hate that Anakin. Well, I should, I say hate too much for how much I don't actually hate, but yeah, this is the Anakin that makes me cringe the most when I think about Anakin. So,
Yeah, I can understand that too.
Yeah. Although this is my favorite prequel movie, but
yeah.
Still.
We're not off to a good start here, Kevin. We better.
Well, obviously you're not pre-ordering any of these, are you, Kevin?
I liked your first one with the banged up box and
Yeah. How about a Mando for you?
This is great.
Mandalorian Super Commander.
Yeah, I like this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have, speaking of clone troopers, we have a boxed set of the Phase 1 clone troopers. This is something Hasbro's been doing both in Marvel Legends and in Star Wars, where if there's a troop builder like a Hydra soldier, an AIM soldier, Shield, they can do like a cheaper packaging because they're all the same figure inside. You don't have to really spotlight them. And it's a good way for those guys out there that are army builders, they call them.
Yeah.
They make dioramas and they need multiples of a figure. Throw them in a plain old cardboard box and sell them hopefully a little bit cheaper than buying them individually packaged.
Yeah, that's cool. Is one of them blue in here? Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right
Okay.
there.
So one's blue, and then okay. That's really cool. I'm not an army builder, but I want to be one now.
And their helmets are removable too.
Oh man, I am a sucker for an action figure that a helmet comes off. I love that. That's awesome.
Their heads look sort of similar though. I'm not sure why. That one doesn't have a price on it. I'm not sure what that one was. Oh yeah, $45 for that for that pack right there. Then we have two. I guess these are from video games: Force Unleashed and Fallen Order.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
cool.
Yeah, those are pretty cool looking. Moving on to 6-inch. Get this exclusive out of the way first. This is the 187th Battalion.
Yeah.
Now you can see there he is an exclusive. You can get them on Hasbro. Well, no, that's UK. I'm sorry. The only place to get them here in the US is Walgreens. We've kind of mentioned that before, where although I heard recently that Walgreens is sort of scaling back their toy presence, so I don't know how long this will last, but they had been a good source for some exclusives. In fact, Tyler had found a figure there recently that was kind of hard to get.
Yeah, he had me going into my Walgreens looking for that figure because of his post talking about that. Yeah.
No such luck for you though, right?
No luck.
Some good. Some Walgreens are really good, and some are really bad.
Yeah, this is one that used to be a Rite Aid that got rebranded, so it's totally a show. Yeah, it's not like the cool freestanding Walgreens buildings like they have now.
Yeah. There we have Endor Leia.
It's great. That's a great figure.
I like the artwork too that they're using in the colors. Yeah. It all works together pretty well.
Yep.
And she's a regular release. Then we have Figure and Dan from the movie.
Yeah, I saw this one. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of people kind of getting everything, but as far as if you ain't getting everything, how low would this be on your?
Well, here's what they do. They have I think he's sort of like the most well known, if you can even say that about the Cantina band members.
Right.
But they're releasing this Nalan Cheel, and he comes with the instruments for all the rest of the band. So if you really wanted to, you could buy multiples of this figure and fill out your whole band.
Make your whole band. Gotcha. Yeah.
That's
going to be a pass for me.
Yeah.
Although I do like to tell the story that my first favorite album that I ever owned was the Star Wars soundtrack on 8-track.
That's cool.
And I listened to the Cantina Band song the most on it all the time. So
yeah, for sure. Then we have the New Republic security droid. I guess he appeared in The Mandalorian, but I don't really recall him offhand.
In the when they were on the barge, I think.
Okay.
And trying to get the one guy, they hired Mando to go on the Republic barge to.
Oh yeah.
I think that's where he was.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, another droid. He's a regular release figure too. And then I think that was it for the figures, and then we had two neat role-playing items.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Darth Vader's helmet, $132. These are sort of like they're not high end, but they're somewhere maybe a medium tier release where you not like a cheapy kids helmet mask type thing, and not like a real collector's edition, but somewhere in between there.
Middle ground. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I if you watch Hasbro Pulse's video of this, it comes apart. It's like in 3 sections with super strong magnets to hold it together.
Yeah, I did watch that. It was pretty cool. It definitely looks very articulate inside too, which is
yeah.
No one's gonna see that, but you know. I guess it'd be really cool for someone who wanted to cosplay like the ending scene of Return of the Jedi, or when you see him in getting his helmet off. When he's got his helmet off, where you can see his head, you can style yourself up and stuff, and then just wear the bottom part, and it would be just as articulate as the full helmet. So that was cool, but
right. And I think they did mention too that this packaging is they're shifting to this blue color for the Obi-Wan series, and the related product that's going to be tied to the Kenobi series is going to be sort of in this similar packaging.
Yeah.
And speaking of everyone's favorite Jedi.
Nice. Tyler, is this anatomically correct? Yeah. I do believe it is.
Yeah, again, these Force FX Elite sabers are pretty cool. I mean, they're not those super ones out there that are super expensive. Although this one, man, I didn't think that these Force FX were this expensive. Maybe that's why they're calling it Elite. I don't know what makes it Elite, but it's $279.
Yeah. I think I watched it in that same video. What they were saying that makes this Elite is if you had multiple ones of this Elite line, they have pre-programmed effects, not only sound effects, but also visual spark effects on the blade that they will kind of work in unison together if they're on the same program or whatever, you know what I mean? Something like that. I think that's what they were, which is pretty cool if you're into that, obviously. I'm not.
Yeah, it is. I've always kind of wanted a lightsaber, sort of, in a way for display, but I never went down this path. So
Me neither.
But this would be a cool one. I like it.
Yep.
That was it. I wanted to, since it was May the 4th, I wanted to stick with all Star Wars this week.
Perfect.
And that was all the new product they released, and that is, mainly looks like spring is sort of the dates on those. So there's a lot of headway there. They're far off on your horizon, but get your pre-orders in if you want them.
Yeah. My favorite lightsabers ever, I'm sure you probably remember this, Mike, because, we've messed with these a lot especially when my boys were younger. But Patrick, do you remember the spring-loaded ones where you push a button and it'll pop out, it'll come out of the hilt?
No, that's cool. No,
get all solid, and then they lit up and everything. And those were fairly cheap too, like $40. They were. We really liked those a lot, and they kind of went away with that, where you kind of had to whip it. They still have the plastic ones.
Yeah,
whip it, make it go. Brrr. Yeah, but this one had a spring load you could do, so it was really cool.
Wow. Yeah.
And I still have those. If you try to find them on eBay or whatever, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Because I've made the mistake. I don't know whether you've done this before, but I've made the mistake, and I'm not even going to say I'm done making this mistake because I've done it so many times. Because I'm probably going to do it again because this is what keeps happening. I keep forgetting that when I go to store something, if it's possible that I might not touch it again for a while. I forgot to take the freaking batteries out.
You got to watch that for sure.
Yeah, sure enough, I touch it again in a year and it won't work, of course, and it's all because it's corroded inside and stuff. And so I've tried to replace a couple of those that were like that. And yeah, they were like $100, people asking for it. I don't know if that's what they're actually selling for or whatever, but that's what people. What? There you go. Oh, it's a green one.
It's the green one.
Of course.
That's Yoda's. Got it.
Yeah, I just ran into Mark's room real quickly. He's got other ones. That's kind of cool.
Dark saber.
Yeah, it looks like a dark saber. Right.
Yeah, but I think it needs new batteries. But yeah, He's got a couple of these.
Yeah, they would make the noise when they came out too, Pat. They were really cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, as usual, awesome, Patrick. Appreciate all your hard work on that.
Well done. Now, is Tyler? Does he only get the Black Series figures?
Yeah, I think that's kind of where he is, because we were actually just talking about that this weekend too, and I can't remember. I think we were just talking about the retro line, and I was talking about how a couple of those I'd like, and he mentioned, he's like, yeah, it's not. Well, what it was is he mentioned someone, Kiati Mundi isn't out on Black Series yet, and I was like, yeah, I've seen Kiati Mundi a bunch of times. And he's like, oh no, that's the retro series, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're probably right. And then I made the same mistake with what's her name, Cara Dune. I thought I got the Black Series of her, and Tyler was like, what? She's so expensive or whatever. But I only got the retro series, 6-inch. So
you almost have to pick a series and stick with it, because if not, you'll drive yourself mad.
I'm gonna take your word for that, because my instinct is to say, no, I don't really care. But I've made that mistake before with covers. When you're like, you gotta pick a cover and stick with it. I'm like, no, I just want my favorite cover. And now I have collections of annoyance when I've got a run of 10 A covers with one B cover is number 3, and it's annoying in my collection, especially with CLZ app, so
yeah,
the way it lays out. So all right, so we usually get into geek stuff we got, but I just wanted to clarify first. I really didn't. I got a crazy DCBS order this month. I actually got 2 months. I just got it this week. It was in a crazy box too. It was in a huge box that I've told you guys before. I accidentally ordered the Rocinante. I shouldn't quote that because it's true. I accidentally ordered the Rocinante from The Expanse, which is big.
Your wife uses this.
right.
Accidentally ordered it.
So anyway, the Rocinante is big, so I literally got a box. So my table's like it's right here below the camera, and it's huge.
Jeez.
And I was thinking, oh man, Rocinante's here. Sure enough, no. It just had 2 stacks of comics and 3 magazines. Oh well, you know what? I'm actually lying. I'm going to show you this though. So let's do this real quick.
I should get close.
Hello?
Where'd you go?
Real quick with this. Here's me. Jeez. This is what I got this week.
It's reenacting the intro.
Yeah. I was hoping it would be above my head, but it's not. So I got a lot. But obviously those are all new books. So the reason I started that, the one thing I wanted to actually show you that's not kind of a norm thing is Darth Plagueis's The Essential Legends collection, which I'm always looking for Darth Plagueis intro. I think a lot of people are. So but this is just a book.
A novel, okay.
Yeah, a novel, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you got something yesterday that's kind of geek culture related.
Oh yeah, it is geek culture related. I got let me see if I say it right. The 12-inch, right?
Yeah.
Of The Crow and motion picture soundtrack at this awesome record store that Mike took me to. It's upstairs. We've already listened to the first couple songs. It's great. And the etching on the back of the second album is really cool.
You got to share a picture of that.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so you got the soundtrack for The Crow on vinyl.
I have that book too, Pat. Have you read that?
Is that the same book or no?
No. This is the Essential Legends collection.
Okay.
So chronicles the tragedy of Darth Plagueis and the origins of the saga's most enduring evil. So I think that I don't know whether this includes that, and it's more, or it's just separate. But I think I was under the impression it's just completely different.
Yeah, I have not read this. I want to, but it's just one of those things I've never gotten around to.
Yeah. I literally have all of those, but yeah, I've read like 3 of them, and there's literally hundreds, so I'm going to get to it. And, this is what a review will do to you. This is why you got to be careful sometimes, is because I actually started reading that, and it was kind of slow going for the first 2 or 3 pages, and I'm a slow reader anyway. And then I saw a review where it was right after it first came out, so I was more excited about it. And people review and talking about how, oh my God, this whole book just drags on. It's so slow and nothing happens and blah, blah. And I was like, maybe I should pass. I never got back to it.
Yeah, so if you're a slow reader and the book is slow,
right,
you're never getting through it.
I might go into a coma while I'm reading it. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like we might have lost Tom altogether.
I think so. He had real spotty connection.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I got. So what'd you get, Mike?
The only thing I got was my new shirt.
What does that say on it?
Gotham City Motor Works.
Oh, Gotham City Motor Works. That's awesome. Where'd you get that?
Internet.
Okay.
It's got them all over it.
Well, I didn't know if you saw it like at a yard sale or something.
It's no. I should have written down the website. They've got the most amazing t-shirt designs that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I mean, from everything. DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, everything. It's amazing stuff.
Oh, you definitely need to share that then. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
All right, Patrick. While he's doing that, what'd you get?
The only thing I got one book, and it's my Get It, Forget It book, so I'll just save it for that.
Oh, okay.
That was it, though.
Okay. Well, we still got the intro in there and got some Darth Plagueis, and Mike pointed out me getting The Crow. What album did you get, Mike? You got an album too, right? Oh no, you just got an album.
I grabbed an album and then I found a different one, so I put the first one back, and then I found a third one, so I put the second one back, and then I put the third one back, and all I bought was supplies. Which I ran out of. I was re-sleeving all of my REM albums, the inner sleeve and the outer sleeve. And I bought 50, and I went through all 50, and I still have about 20 more to go. So
Patrick, where are you on music like that? My music importance is kind of low on my, and it's very high for Mike. Where is it, high or low for you?
It's low, yeah.
Yeah, he's buying supplies like for his record collection, like I am the comic book. And it was so crazy. I literally, when he said it when we were in the store, he's like, you know what? Maybe I should just buy sleeves instead of an album. I thought he was joking. I was like, that's a good one. And then we ended up doing that.
Yeah, that's all I bought.
The whole resurgence of vinyl is super cool to me, but it's one road that I would never want to go down,
Well, I've started to play there a little bit, but the only place I'm going with it is soundtracks, because I say this all the time about, man, the way the soundtracks have gone, the death of the way of the dodo or whatever. It frustrates me so much because that's what I loved. I would say more, as much as anything else, if not more. And so that's what I'm still going to play with that a little bit, because especially Ayla, she's a big vinyl collector. She's getting there. So that's kind of sucked me back in a little bit. And that's why I bought that Crow. I was either going to buy the Crow or the Lost Boys, which I was telling Mike that the Lost Boys soundtrack, I played that until it was broke, to no end. I love that soundtrack so much, so. But yeah, all those great soundtracks from back in the day, and they don't seem to do that anymore. And if they do, I don't know about them,
Yeah, they do. There's, soundtracks and scores. I prefer scores to soundtracks a lot of times.
Well, I was going to say, I know scores are pretty regular, but okay, so what you got? Into the Spider-Verse, there's a nice soundtrack for that. I'm sure they exist. I'm just saying, as far as that'll have like a lot of hit songs on it that people know,
Yeah.
Like the last one I know about is Into the Spider-Verse, which is that's a great song.
Yeah, I've got it on vinyl.
Just that song or the whole soundtrack?
No, I've got the whole soundtrack.
Is the whole thing good?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all the songs.
Okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, those are great. You guys got me that for my birthday.
That's true.
Double vinyl.
Why am I feeling like it hasn't happened as regular then?
I don't know. If you don't pay attention to it, you start paying attention to it, and then next thing you know, it's comes out of the woodwork.
I'm gonna do some research on that.
All right, real quickly,
Okay.
Get a pencil for the viewers. You guys, I'll just put it up on the Acceler page. It's for the cool shirts.
Okay.
Heroesvillains.com. Heroesvillains.com. Go there and just spend your paycheck. You're welcome.
Just Heroes Villains, no slash, no dash, no comma, just heroesvillains.com.
Right, that's the website. It's Heroes and Villains is the company, but the website is heroesvillains.com.
All right.
And thank me later.
All right, cool. All right, then let's get into what will be our last topic again, since we covered the unique at the top of the show again. Man, I'm having such a hard time with this today. I keep moving things too much. There we go. Here we go. Nice. I don't know who went first last week. Why don't you go first this week, Mike?
Okay. Well, can I ask you real quick? You didn't see the text that I sent you before we started everything. Okay. So this is get it or forget it. What are the? Because there's a hard pass is the only one I remember. And once you have. Okay. What's the? Yeah. Well, read them off to me.
Must have is the best.
Okay.
And get it.
Okay.
And then no opinion either way. And then forget it.
Okay.
And then hard pass.
Okay. I'm going to type these onto my review sheet. Because every week I'm going, I don't know what this falls under. So, did I go? Okay. I wasn't ready to go.
Okay, Patrick, you ready?
If Patrick's ready, he can go. Hey, he's not ready either. But now I'm ready.
Okay. You go, Mike.
Okay. Okay. I read 2 books, and I'm upset that Rogues issue number 2 wasn't one of the 2 books. I really wanted to read that one for this weekend, so I'll read that one for next weekend. We'll start off with this one first. West of Sundown number 1. And this is written by Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell, and the artwork is by Jim Terry. I love the cover.
Wow, I hate that cover.
I like it because it's kind of, and even the following issues, it's kind of like a 1970s movie poster.
That's true. Yeah, that makes me like it a little better. But
yeah,
it's got that beat up look you like too, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, we've got a Civil War soldier ends up saving a vampire during the Civil War, and it jumps to the future. They're in New York, and she's being hunted by some, I guess, vampire hunters. They destroy her life there, so they move out west to New Mexico. And basically what she does is she feeds on the corrupt, and the Civil War soldier that found her and saved her pretty much just gets food for her. It's, what's something here? I would say I have no opinion on whether you get it or not. I'm not a real big fan of Tim Seeley's writing. I struggled reading what was that other book he did? I'm having all kinds of brain farts here. He did another horror book years ago. Anyway.
Hack and Slash.
No. Jenny Frison did all the covers for it.
So basically, this, in my opinion, you would give this a you don't feel one way or the other, which is in essence a 3-star. You know, that's why I kind of have that chart. It's like a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Right? You know, 5-star is must have, 1-star is hard pass. So you give it a 3. You don't really feel one way or the other about it, right?
Yeah, I don't. And that even the solicitations for issue 2 and beyond, they just disappeared. So I don't know what is going on with the upcoming issues. So yeah, this one I would probably say it's I can't recommend it, but also I can't say that it's not worth getting.
Are you going to continue reading it?
I'm going to try issue number 2, and we'll see. I may stop after issue number 2.
Because is it kind of something you think the story would wash out if you read multiple issues, you know, kind of thing? You know?
Yeah. It's just
okay.
Kind of been there before.
Okay, gotcha.
My next book, Lead City number 2.
Nice.
And last week was Lead City number 1.
Uh-huh.
That's why I wanted to do this one. Eric Borden and Kyle Brummond. So in this one, everybody makes their way to Lead City, and Coleman, which is our main character, starts to have cold feet about being one of the 8 volunteers to be in the gunfight. And there's only 2 ways. He's told there's only 2 ways to leave Lead City: in a body bag or victorious. And so there's one winner. They've got weapons stashed throughout the city, and the first, gunshot starts the whole thing, and you run around trying to get weapons and just be the last one.
Did you say what they win last year or last?
Yeah, I think it was a monetary prize. I think it was $1,000 or something. And this takes place in the 1800s. So, and in this issue, we get the first contestant being eliminated, and I think it would make a great TV show as well.
Yeah.
So this is a get it.
All right.
And there's only 2 more issues left. So issue number 3 is May 25th. Issue number 4 is June 22nd. So
I want to clarify on this. I kept comparing it to Quick and the Dead, but you corrected me. It's more of a battle royale type trick.
Yes.
Rather than Quick and the Dead was they set up times, everybody fought one-on-one. Yeah. This is a battle royale. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
And this takes place in a city. Lead City is up here. The other city's down here where everybody lives down below. Lead City is basically a ghost town until the contest, when the 8 go up there to have gunfights and just be the last man standing.
Do you have a character you're rooting for yet?
I guess out of the gate would be Coleman, the main guy, because you kind of know why he's doing it.
Oh, they haven't given you a lot of backstory on anybody else yet.
But right, the other people, you don't get a lot of backstory yet.
Gotcha.
But there's definitely a couple that are you kind of like their personalities as they're fighting, but you just don't know much on their backstory. So hopefully, if they don't get it here, hopefully there's a sequel to it. Well, I don't know. They'll all be dead except for one.
Yeah. Well, there's a battle royale. The movie, that Japanese movie, Battle Royale.
Yes.
There's a Battle Royale too. So they just get a bunch of new characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hunger Games too. So yeah, they'll find a way.
Yeah. So I love it. Yeah, I can't wait to read the next 2.
Okay. Patrick, you want to go next? Or you want me to go?
I can go.
All right.
Okay, this book, I thought I ordered this book, and
there's no book on the screen. Oh, there it is.
I was trying to save the surprise. I wasn't getting it, and then I discovered that I missed ordering it somehow. It wasn't even on my like Kevin and I talked about. We sort of go through and put everything down, and we start whittling away.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually save that stuff that I whittle away in my spreadsheet for future reference if I want to pick it up. And so I don't know what happened here. But this is, did you hear what Eddie Gein done by Harold Schechter and Eric Powell? This is a original graphic novel, true crime graphic novel. Does anybody know who this person is? Eddie Gein.
Chainsaw Massacre guy. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Leatherface. Right.
Yep, sort of. That's
loosely based on him.
Yeah. Well, it's the opposite, right? Leatherface is loosely based on Ed Gein. right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I read a book in the 90s. About Ed Gein. Very disturbing. Okay. And I'm jealous that you have this. I missed ordering this.
Yeah, same boat. So also, they took elements of from him to Robert Bloch did write Psycho and Alfred Hitchcock make the movie Psycho, and also sort of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs all took elements from this person. So yeah, like I said, it's a true crime graphic novel. Beautiful artwork by Eric Powell. Sort of like some of it's just straight pencil, I believe, and some of it's just gray ink wash. I remember talking to Eric Powell at a convention one time, and I said I could just I could read a whole book just of your pencils. Nobody needs to ink this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice,
Yeah.
I remember him telling me, I like to save it for the right moment. I think it gives more impact when I do it that way. So this is sort of along those lines, although I think there's a little bit more finished work here. But the artwork is I love it. I'm a big Eric Powell fan, though, I should say. So if you don't know, he's the creator of The Goon. I think that's probably what he's most well known for.
I did not know that. Okay.
But it's probably a good thing it's in black and white because of the subject matter, because this really treads into some disturbing territory. And I should back things up too. Harold Schechter is a well-known true crime writer. He collaborated with Eric Powell. They both did the writing on this, and Eric did all the artwork himself. And it's sort of it's sort of a nature versus nurture. He goes over Ed Gein's life from birth till death. And you sort of see his upbringing. His was horrible, and it makes you, is this why he became what he became? It's one of those type of deals. I won't give it. Obviously, we talked about some of the things that they based off this character, so I won't go into details about some of the subject matter, but it's definitely very good. I'd say it's a definite get it if you're more into true crime. I'd say it's a must have.
Okay.
But beware the subject matter because can be brutal at times. Eric doesn't. There's not a lot of blood and gore per se, but there's a lot of graphic things, and it doesn't go for like the shock effect per se. As far as the artwork goes, it's more of like psychological, and then the actual things that this person did in real life were so disturbing that you don't need all the gore there, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you have, it was I did not want to put it down. I just wanted to rip through it because I was so invested in it. I on the other hand, unlike you two, I did not know, the name was unfamiliar with me until I started. I remember Eric doing the sort of the press and interviews for this book, and that's where the name meant nothing to me until that started happening. And then I like I said, I don't know why I didn't order it or why I missed ordering it, but I picked it up off the internet. Unfortunately, I was kind of bummed because it's a second printing.
Alrighty, wow.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing how much you paid?
It was only like $15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you look for a first printing after the fact? Because I could buy the second printing off you. Because sounds like I must have this for my wife.
Yeah, I did not look into that. That's a possibility.
Yeah, if you want to look for a first printing and it's something you want to pull the trigger on, I'll buy the second printing off you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, but just beware. If you're a fan of true crime, just be prepared. I guess maybe if you're more into that, you're a little more prepared for the subject matter.
But exactly. She knows.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I think I read Helter Skelter when I was about 13, which is probably like 10 years earlier than I should have.
Yeah.
and that just sent me down the road to true crime, and that's where I ended up finding out about Ed Gein long ago and read a few books on him too. Is the interior artwork similar to the cover?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I kind of wish I would have put some. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have put some shots of the interior that were safe for viewing.
Yeah.
Because there's some really nice stuff in there. It sort of counteracts the horribleness that's going on in the book.
Yeah, well, that's Eric Powell's so good at he can draw creepy and like horrifying stuff or horror themed stuff, but in a cartoony kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cartoony in an insulting way, but it's just the way he presents it. It's just fascinating. It's what you're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to pick that up.
Hey, that one's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, just to let you know, when I was managing a video store, that's the only reason I'm familiar with the name is because they came out with a movie that was just titled Ed Gein I think it was from the 90s, late 90s, something like that. But that's the only way I'm familiar with it. So anyway, so I read something a little bit more mainstream.
Well, one of us has to.
That was on our list, in our top 3 covers. So yeah. There's number 2.
And number 2.
I forgot to upload a picture of it, so I just figured I'd use our stock photo here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But this is good. It's interesting. I don't know if you know how this is supposed to play out at all, but it kind of we're seeing. This is a story of seeing Obi-Wan while he's on. It's like a build up to the show. I'm sure it's while he's on Tatooine waiting, to save Luke, or to train Luke, all that, watching over Luke, however you want to. I hope they, that's something that I'm looking forward to with the show, how they kind of clarify exactly what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, they talk about obviously at the end of episode 3, he's supposed to be watching over him, but then it always seems to me like he's been resistant classically to training him, like that wasn't the original plan, something like that. So anyway, I like this story is kind of that explaining while he's on Tatooine, it's what he's doing there. And in this first issue, he has a flashback, which I'm sure is kind of foreshadowing to what we're in store for, that when he's a youngling on Coruscant. So it starts with him current in Tatooine as an old man, and he has a flashback of when he was a youngling and he's on Coruscant to where he has this best friend, I guess, this kind of mentor, this female Jedi. She's not much older than him. She seems like she's a teenager. He's a preteen, and she has to go save her father because she's having dreams that are giving her premonitions that he's in danger, and Obi-Wan wants to go help her, and they have this brief adventure on Coruscant, and he actually doesn't end up leaving Coruscant, and that's kind of where the story ends. So I'm sure it's a foreshadowing. Her name's Garen, I think, and I'm sure we're in store for seeing her later, because then at the end of the book, it comes back to Obi-Wan thinking about her as an old man. He reminisces about how he doesn't know whatever happened to her, whether she ever saved her father and whatever ended up with her, because she wasn't supposed to leave, of course, and she left, so that's where it's at. And then I guess in the second issue, at the end of issue number 1, they kind of tell you that number 2 is going to be a story about him as a Padawan with Qui-Gon, which I think you highlighted that in the Be on the Lookout, where they're the cover for number 2 is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan on the cover, right?
So in the interiors, whenever they're showing at the beginning, you said it's an older Obi-Wan.
Right.
Is the artwork? Does he resemble Sir Alec Guinness?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if because it seems like that's what they're doing is resembles the actor. So that's cool. So then we should get the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan in there as well.
Right.
Like covers and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm. I guess I'm going to go must-have for big Obi-Wan fans. But as far as just trying to pick up a comic, trying to follow a new story, I say get it, but nothing spectacular yet. I mean, it's cool. But if you're not an Obi-Wan fan, it's not anything amazing. So anyway, that's it. So it's just a regular old get it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll do it. I didn't, Patrick keeps finding ways to cheat because he's reading a graphic novel. That's like 6 issues. No, just kidding. Did you, did you say you completely finished it? You said you wanted to. You had a hard time putting it down, so you completely finished it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Was his lightsaber drawn correctly in the interior?
We didn't get any lightsaber action because he was literally dealing with a sandstorm. He was like, when he was old Obi-Wan, all he did was talk about the sandstorm, and then when he was reminiscing in his mind, all they did was show them as younglings on Coruscant, so we never got any lightsaber action. So that has yet to be determined. I'll let you know.
I think, Patrick, didn't you find a corrected copy of it, though?
I think Tyler did.
Or Tyler did. That's right, yeah.
Wait, what? Remind me?
Yeah, I think the final art for the cover does have the correct lightsaber on it.
Oh, okay.
But I think what I had used wasn't final art yet.
Okay, I didn't know he'd done that. Yeah. Okay.
Go back to that thread because it's kind of funny. There's other stuff.
Okay. All right, so that'll do it for the Get It or Forget It comic book reviews.
Yeah, couple get it, couple forget it. One get it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I guess we'll recap now.
Yeah.
Make sure you lead with the one that is. I don't need to mention it at the end. I mean, I shouldn't say lead. Make sure we end with the one.
With the one?
Do we have an intro for this recap?
Not yet.
Now we're gonna. All it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay. It's your
spring-loaded lightsabers are awesome.
Nice. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'll start with a serious one first. George Perez was a giant in the industry. I think he was bigger than what you can imagine with what he left, the imprint that he left.
Yeah, we didn't even mention too, which I wanted to mention it whenever Tom was here actually, because he was talking about it with Neil Adams, how he didn't really have an impression, or he didn't know what he looked like at all. Mm-hmm. But the impression he got was from everybody, and obviously me talking about individually meeting him. And it sounds like from everything you said today, Patrick, and I had heard this prior, I'm sure everyone has, that he was just a super guy with everybody, super chill, laid back, nice, funny.
He was big. He had a big personality. He was boisterous, and which sometimes that sort of like I back away from those kind of people, but he was very welcoming to all his fans.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, mine is Johnny Knoxville and Jackie Chan are not a good Rush Hour team. And I'll to piggyback on that, I'll just say, trust your instincts sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the poster tells you everything you need to know.
I got another one lined up. If you guys don't have another one yet.
Oh, I have more. I actually took notes.
Okay, good. Go, Mike. Or I'm sorry, Patrick. It's your turn, Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, Mike seems more excited. I don't want to steal his.
Bad movies are best enjoyed when free.
All right. Yeah, that's what I was going to actually say next. So I'm glad I interrupted myself. I was going to piggyback on that. make sure when you buy movies, it's actually only attached to your credit card.
Yeah. You're signed into your account.
That,
People from the 90s have a lot of Valiant comics.
yeah. This is true.
Fake low-grade packaging is not cool.
Oh man, that's a Johnny shot right there. I'm having flashback of Johnny. That's a Johnny shot. That's totally
perfect.
What Johnny would say. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're impersonating Johnny during Johnny's recap. Good job.
You're welcome.
Helmets you can take off. Action figures you can take the helmet off. Rock though.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as they're not spring-loaded.
You're right. Okay, Pat, you got another one?
I don't have another one.
Pat or Mike, you got one?
I'm all out.
All right, that was good though.
Yeah. Except for the one I thought you were saving for the end.
Well, Mike, the one I was talking about was George Perez. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Mike.
I wasn't tracking what you were saying.
Okay, I was trying to be code. It was really thin though, so I don't blame you for not.
I thought you had two choices there though, George Perez or given what day today is. I thought that might be your.
Oh. No.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I meant the Mother's Day thing. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for tuning in for the Mother's Day edition of our podcast. Mother's Days are awesome, and the mothers rock, and especially the mothers in our life. No offense to the ones that aren't in our life. That's what I meant the whole time. Good job tracking, Pat. Thanks.
Ed Gein did not have a good mother. Let's just say that too.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Ed Gein did not have a good mother.
Oh, nice. That is a good one to add. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so just a couple reminders then to close it out. You can check. Oh my God. You know what I forgot again? No. Not again. You know what? I forgot something different this time. The first word of the Fun Fan Freebie phrase.
Oh, yeah, you sure did.
I'm going to pause. Now I'm going to say this. The first word of the Fun Fan Freebie phrase is free. Okay? So There you go. Now I can edit that out and put it at the beginning of the podcast. I need to have reminders at the beginning of the show from me that I say out loud to myself.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have that in my notes. But I don't want to look down. You guys are cool. I want to look at the screen because you guys are doing awesome stuff. And I like the Harry Potter building in the back of your green screen today, Mike.
Mike? That's Gotham City.
I know, I was just kidding. That's what I thought at first. I was like, "You said Harry Potter today?" Oh, that's Gotham City.
Yeah. I started watching The Long Halloween, and there were so many. Seriously, my phone is full. I'm like, that's great. Pause, take a picture of it. Watch some more. Pause, take a picture of it.
Oh yeah.
So that's what that's from.
Okay. Yeah, it is cool. I was just messing. It is cool though. All right. So then the reminders back to that. So watch an edited version of this live stream in podcast form no later than Tuesday. Check out our podcast that comes out no later than Friday, which is the midweek crawl through, which focuses on gaming primarily. And then check out a live stream of the short sale show, either Saturday or Sunday. We had one today, Sunday, and I actually failed on that one to be a part of that one. Sorry again about that one, Mike.
It's all right. My co-host was awesome.
Yeah, Mark picked up the slack. It was awesome. And then, of course, the live stream again next Sunday. And we're going to get closer to 1, I promise, at some point. We keep moving closer to 1:30 every week, but that's going to change. It's ironic. I totally thought we were going to nail like 1:15 today because I had so much done even before you guys showed up, which isn't typical. Mm-hmm. So, it's gonna happen. So I'm not changing that. If you guys are still good with that, you're probably hoping, we need to start at 1, especially if we're going to run for 2.5 hours. But anyway, then lastly, follow us on Exceller Comics or at Exceller Comics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Subscribe to us on YouTube, and that goes into the Scruffles goal sweepstakes. As we hit 100 subscribers, we have a big giveaway. Check out excellercomics.com for the details on that giveaway. And then also check out Exceller_comics on eBay to see what we have for sale. And yeah, I think that'll do it.
So what's next? TikTok, right? We gotta get one of our kids doing some TikTok stuff for us.
There you go.
Apparently, because apparently it's easy to just get 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Lickety split. That one's going to be a hard pill for me to swallow, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
So, okay.
Cool.
So don't forget that reading a great story is awesome. Wait, no, I messed it up again.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it is. Appreciating great art is awesome. And reading a great story is a lot of fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Exceller out.